Volunteer work is a voluntary non-profit social without charge or material rewards carried out by individuals or groups in order to achieve common interests or help the development of the standard of living of others from their neighbors or human societies on an absolute basis. Whether this voltage self-giving or money, it's a social movement aimed to emphasize cooperation and to highlight the human face of culture and social relation, and highlight the importance of deduction in giving and giving willingly for the happiness of others, expressed in some communities as a reflection of the citizen awareness and perception of its role in society and those belonging to this community.
To be available, including faith and competence from volunteer work and willingness to work with the team, study and learn the motives and intensive for volunteer, focus on harmony with the rest of the members to volunteer at the test, and love to do good, selfless and distance from the effects of tribal and family. These standards are very important to start a new job in establishing an association, especially for non-observants, would be devoted to error and the gaps that are difficult to correct later, and thus lose simply large part of the impact and role of social development. And clarify that the problems of volunteer work do not want to attend it for some people to either the inability to volunteer social work because that requires time and effort and means of transportation, especially for women, or because the work environment in some women's groups in practical is attractive to the capability of those who wish to volunteer. On the practical style of management and conduct of administrative needs, do not want to change or do not want to see those volunteer newest. Thank you.
How are you? My name is Osama and today I will talk about volunteering. From my experience in the field of volunteer work, in the characteristic I agree with a number of these reasons. I find that the criteria for selecting cards inadequate and sometimes not be reconsidered at the development of a new membership, which negatively affects the path of volunteer work in its entry. This doesn't mean that there are not distinct models of characteristic and influently across in the social fabric in both the men's or women's side. But the outlook for this product characteristic in Saudi Arabia and more than 240 charity shows that it's possible to improve and development product of these volunteer work to achieve further evaluation and update the active these work in the media and personally and administratively at the individual level of social, which requires us to promote more of the update in the both administratively, association and organizationally, and turn it into an attractive environment for new elements with the first contribute to the growth of its business and expansion of development services. The effects of volunteer to solve a problem and dilemmas, especially in terms of Christ and solidarity and cooperation among members of society and personal discipline and raise the mentality of scarcity and convert it into a manifested abundance.